Good morning. It's morning, but like 1 a.m. For the sake of editing this, I'm going to say today is the 14th. I have issues editing. For some reason, the time code on the camera doesn't match up with the real time, and I've tried to fix it. The time code on the camera is correct, but like when I put it into the computer and I get the metadata, it's always wrong, and I don't know how to fix that. Anyway, so I'm saying this for myself. This is the vlog for April 14th. April 14th. And I wanted to talk about money. Today, well, tomorrow, I guess, is technically tax day in the United States. It's the day where we have to pay the government because we owe them for existing and get the privilege of living here, I guess. And obviously that's based off the amount of money that you make. And the more money you make, the more you pay in taxes, higher your tax bracket. You know how this stuff works. Now, I've mentioned for a long time that I've been, I'm not going to say insecure, but unhappy with my income level and the amount of work that I actually make. Or, excuse me, the amount of money that I actually make. And that's why I'm always scheming, trying to find a new way to make money in such a way that I can make myself feel better, you know, about being low income or whatever, like just remedying the low income stuff. And earlier this year, I got my W-2, which is the thing that tells you how much money you made in the whole year from whatever business that you work for. And I remember, I was actually going to talk about this vlog way earlier in the year, but I decided to wait on it. And I didn't intend on waiting this long, but I guess it makes sense since it's tax day. And I did my taxes. And that's what reminded me, oh yeah, I wanted to make a vlog about this. I sat down to do all my taxes and we got all that taken care of. There's some other things I need to take care of because I'm a little confused about my family's taxes and things aren't working the way I want them to, but that's a whole nother issue. But today I sat down, well, a couple days ago I sat down and did my taxes. And looking at the actual number that I got paid for the entirety of 2024 is absolutely insane. It's weird saying this number out loud, but it is relevant to the story, so I will. For the entirety of 2024, from my normal job, I made $7,732.68. That's it. And that was deeply upsetting to me. And I can't blame it on the job because honestly, that job pays really well. Because at my other job that I had previous, I would have, for the exact same amount of work, I would have gotten paid way less. Like, I think I don't know where it is, but my W-2 from my previous job, which was my first job, it was at a retail shoe store. I made just about the same amount, but I worked probably double the amount. So like, I get paid much more working where I work now rather than at the old job. It's just, if you're not familiar with how retail works, when you get hired, when they create a store, the store gets a set number of hours. When you get hired, obviously you occupy a certain amount of those hours. And as the store makes money, the store will get given more hours based on probably some form of algorithm somewhere. And the store gets given more hours. And if the store's not making money, the store gets taken away hours. Because if you're not making the money, why are they giving you, if you're not making the money, why are they giving you more hours so that, does that make sense? If they're giving hours, they're technically giving away money because that's how they pay their employees, with the hours. So hours are directly related to money. And if they're not making that money back, why would they give the hours out? That's the thought process there. And I completely understand it from a business aspect. But the store that I work at is relatively low volume. I can't even say relatively, it is just low volume. So because of that, we've gotten massive hits with our hours. And now a normal person would be like, well, just get another job. And my rebuttal to that is, I don't want to. I really like where I work, and I like who I work with. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to be working there since I'm going to be finishing up with school in a year. I don't want to grab a whole new job, get paid potentially less, potentially more, and for 1 year and then bail on it. I would rather just keep my seniority with the place I'm already at, with the place I'm comfortable with, that I know, with people that I know. That's why I don't get another job. I don't know if I talked about it, but I did get a raise the other day. I'm holding it far away because I don't know what the resolution on the camera is. So like, if it's good, I don't want to be able to zoom in, and now you know how much I make. Because I won't say that, but I feel like the whole W-2 is fine, because that's for the whole year. Anyway, so yeah, when I read that number for the first time, the 7,700, I was very upset. I was very upset, because that's nothing, you know? Like, I didn't even make 5 figures last year, and that's absolutely nutty to me. And technically my entire working life, I've never made 5 figures. So right now that's kind of been like a soft goal of mine, and being like, oh man, I want to make 5 figures in a year. And even after getting like I have other forms of income. I have some investment stuff I get dividends, but I just always reinvest those, so that's not necessarily income. And all other stuff like savings account interest, that goes right back into the savings account. So like all of that stuff doesn't count. This is the only money that I make, and that's my spending money. Now, you might wonder how I live off that, and it's because I have other ways of supplementing myself in actual income instead of like dividends and interest and stuff. My dad is a veteran, so I get veterans benefits from the VA, and that's because I'm in college, and if I take a full roster of classes, they'll give me a certain amount of money, and obviously the money decreases if I take less classes, but I'm taking a full roster of classes, so I get paid from them, and that's kind of how I live off of. It's a mixture of that, and together that gives me enough livable income where I can still go out, see my friends, try new things, do things, have a good time, go to conventions and stuff, and still have enough money to like, I can put some to the side, I can start saving, I can invest and stuff like that. Especially because I try to keep my expenses fairly low. I try to keep my expenses fairly low so that I can put away more, because I would rather have that now. Because that money, for all intents and purposes, is free. I technically didn't work for that. It's just my dad worked for it, and now I get the benefit of it. So I try not to take that for granted, and I'm not just blowing it all. I am putting it away, I'm saving it, I'm investing it, I'm doing things so that his sacrifice helps me. Like, it bears fruits. Getting back to like my personal income though, that's all that I made. And it was really, really sad. It was really, really sad, because I was like, man, I want to do more. All of my friends are corporate, you know, like Dylan works a corporate job, Gabriel works a corporate job, Edwin works a corporate job, and we met Natalie. Natalie works a corporate job. Like, all of these people, like, you know, they're making commas. They have commas. They have commas in their paychecks. I've never had a paycheck with a comma. I would love to see a paycheck with a comma. And that's why I've been trying so hard to find different ways to make some money. And I've considered a couple different ways that just ultimately haven't worked out. But I have another option that I've learned about recently, and I really, really want to give it a shot of. But I'm gonna give that its own dedicated vlog so I can talk about it. But I do want to start doing something else, because it might help. It really might help. And I've seen how fruitful that field has been for other people, and I would love, you know, to just see how it does for me. Because if I can make even like a respectable amount of money from that, adding this and then whatever else, you know, that would be lovely. And if I can grow my YouTube channel to the point where I can become monetized, and I can start building an audience and start doing the things I want to do with the brand of Richard Ashby. I've talked about on this channel before. I've had big dreams about what I want Richard Ashby to be, but that can't happen until I build that core audience. And that's the part I'm struggling with, is building that core audience. You know, I have a couple thousand followers over on the main channel, and then I think right now I have like 50 followers, 55, 54, something like that, over on this channel here. And the more that grows, then the more options there are for me to start growing myself. I also want to say that I am so thankful for everybody who has joined me on either channel, but specifically on this one, because I've gained like 20 followers on this account just from posting nothing, basically. Like, I don't make thumbnails even for my vlogs right now, and the titles are based off of things people said. Like, nothing is optimized. It's just 20 people found this entertaining enough to subscribe, and that to me is incredible. So thank you to every single one of you who watch these videos. Most of them get 0 views, but hey, some of them get 1, and I see it. I see you. Thanks for sticking around. I just wanted to give a give a shout out about that, because that means a lot more than you guys can know. But yeah, that's it weighed on me pretty heavy for a long time, and my income has always weighed on me heavy, and it's time for me to stop just sitting around and waiting for it to get better, you know. Now the plan is for next year to have this number on this W-2. Well, it won't be 5 figures, but I would like to input a higher number into my tax return next year. Will I pay more taxes? Yes, but paying more taxes means you make more money. And that's kind of the idea that I'm going into it. I don't care about paying more taxes because that means I'm making more income. It's hard. It's definitely hard because I want to make money doing things that I want to do. I want to make money doing things that are meaningful to me, things that enrich me. And is it easier to just go ahead and get a desk job somewhere and make a cushy $50,000? Yeah, you know, that would be so easy to do that. But I am the delusional friend, so I can't do that. I will give it my best shot to make sure I can live my dream. You know, I would love to live the dream for a little bit, and if I can find a way to make that my career, I would love that. But I got a lot of work to do first, and it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time, thought, and effort. It's gonna take time, thought, and effort. But the first step is getting these vlogs done. So in the sake of catching up quicker, I am going to leave you with that. I don't make a lot of money, but one day I will. You're hearing it first. Richard Ashby is going to be a millionaire. And it all started with $7,000. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let's meet back tomorrow for something different. Good night.